What's up, folks? It is Matt, and I am back for another real review. We got a chock full week of real reviews here for you today. If you didn't already see it, our review for The Brutalist dropped yesterday. Today, we have this review, Mufasa. Tomorrow, we have Sonic. Thursday or Friday is my complete unknown review with a special guest. And there's one more review that I can't peg off the top of my head right now. But either way, I'm excited to talk to you about this film because I'll be honest, growing up outside of Star Wars, The Lion King was my favorite film. And when this film was announced just a few years ago during the pandemic on that very awesome online Disney Day, which we did a whole live coverage thing here on this channel for way back when with Toby, Chris, myself, Connor, everyone. You can go check that out if you really want to. This film was announced, and it had this director with an approach that I thought would bring some new life and just a different type of story with the film, and that's Barry Jenkins with a Godfather 2 type approach to The Lion King, telling Mufasa's story and not Simba's. And with that, folks, we're here to talk about Mufasa, The Lion King. I really had a fun time with this film. Let me tell you, it is an interesting journey, seeing where Mufasa came from, what his history was, and how he got to become king. Now, literally, anything that's in the trailer, you guys know I will spoil. So first and foremost, he and Scar are brothers. They're the same way that Nick and myself, or Connor and myself, or Taylor and myself call each other brothers. They are found family after Mufasa is taken away in a horrible flood that sends him away from his family and is lost. He's an outcast, he's a stray, and he's an orphan, for lack of a better term. And Taka, aka Scar, ends up saving him from being eaten by crocodiles. And from there, he's raised with begrudgingly within the same pride as Taka. And the story just starts to unfold from there, because it's about the journey to becoming who you're meant to be and not who you're told that you are. And that's what the story is. And that's with that messaging, it kind of has a similar message to the line, or to Spider-Verse, where it doesn't matter where you come from, you can be the hero of the story. And I thought that was interesting and cool, and I had fun being able to explore that. Um, but the biggest issue, and I'll say this, is I feel like I would have connected with this more if it weren't CGI. And that's weird to say because I gave a glowing review to the 2019 Lion King on this channel all those years ago. But for this, there was plenty of times where I, like, while watching it, I Disney-fied it in my head because, or 90s Disney-fied it in my head because I feel like that adds more depth to the story and more emotion, and that's just a personal opinion. Now, that being said, when you dive into this voice cast, there's only, well, one now really known actor, too, and that is Aaron Pierre is the relatively newer actor on the scene that everyone knows after his performance from Rebel Ridge. He's been cast as Jon Stewart for James Gunn's DCU. And then you have Mads Mikkelsen, who is the voice of the villain Kyros in this, which, by the way, for the long majority of the time, I thought that was freaking Antonio Banderas. So interesting to just see that and be like, oh, that's not who I thought it was at all. Okay. And then you have John Connie coming back as the voice of Rafiki, as well as Donald Glover and Beyonce coming back as Simba and Nala, respectively, as they were in the 2019 film. But otherwise, it is a fairly new cast with a lot of unknowns, and it doesn't carry the same weight outside of that. I mean, you do get Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner back as Timon and Pumbaa, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But overall, it's a very solid, fun movie. Besides my issue with it being 3D animated, which I get it, it's cool. This is, especially if you're telling a story like this, I would have actually preferred the classic Disney animation. However, my biggest issue is you are telling a Godfather 2 type story, or that's what you build it as when you announce it. It works for the most part because how they are making this work is Rafiki is telling Mufasa's history to his granddaughter, Kiara, played by Blue Ivy Carter. For those of you who don't know, that's Beyonce and Jay-Z's child. And I will say she does a great job, especially considering it's a voice acting role. I was very shocked with the life and just eagerness she's able to bring to the character. That was cool. But boy, Timon and Pumbaa's moments, some were good, some were, why are we cutting back to this just for these stupid jokes? I'd rather focus on this really interesting story about Mufasa and Taka. And that hurt it, in my opinion. If they kept some of those just more focused on her, or even more focused on Simba and Nala and what they're going through, because they are having their own journey, and I get why they don't, but I feel like it would have hit a little bit more, because The Godfather 2, the reason it works is you're cutting back and forth between what's going on with a young Vito Corleone and Michael. This, you're cutting back and forth to Kiara being told a story and a young Mufasa and his journey to being king. So it doesn't quite work how they want it to. With that being said, though, those complaints aside, my grade for this film is a 4 out of 5. The voice performances were fantastic. The Lin Manuel music, that's what we're all here to really talk about, right? There are some very solid songs. The song that's I Always Wanted a Brother, I had fun with. And we Go Together was a nice little bop. But the song that really stole the show for me was the Bye Bye song sung by Mads Mikkelsen's Kyros. I don't know if Mads actually sang the song, but that was the song. I'm like, oh, this is going to be stuck in my head for a little bit. And I've been playing it little by little in my head since the ride home. So with that, folks, that is my review for The Lion King. That comes out on it comes out this Friday. I almost said on Christmas. It comes out this Friday, and you can see it in theaters. Always just got to do the spiel. If you haven't, remember to like and subscribe to everything we're doing over here at this channel, but also to everything we're doing over at our sister channel, Watt Gaming, or Watt Real Gaming. That's run by one of my partners, Taylor Cleek. Does a fantastic job on our Twitch, which is twitch.tv/WattRealEnt. And all of our Twitch live streams go to live on there as a VOD after the fact, and he does a fantastic job putting all that together. Check out our review for The Brutalist, which is now up. You can go check that out. Jeff was lucky enough to see The Brutalist, and he reviewed it for us and had a really fun time. Or I had fun talking with him about it and getting his thoughts on the film. So you can check out that review as well. But as I mentioned earlier, you got a ton of reviews this week. I'm not even going to put up thumbnails for all of them. But I can talk about a show we have dropping Friday, which is our latest episode from Views from Metropolis. That will be the Superman 2 Donner Cut episode with myself and Taylor Cleek as a special guest, going in and just discussing Superman the Donner Cut and everything about it, the changes and Taylor's thoughts on it. So I had a great conversation with him. Was really happy to do that. But most importantly, in my opinion, today yesterday, I guess, at the time of this being uploaded, it was announced that James Gunn's Superman trailer will be dropping Thursday. So be sure to check back here Thursday morning for our real reaction to the DC Studios film Superman teaser trailer. So excited. I will be doing that with the Views from Metropolis setup. So be sure to come back and check that out. But with that, folks, that's everything we got going on here. Come back, check it out. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow everything we are doing over here at Watt Real Entertainment. And we'll see you next time.